YouTube bound community, 8-track tape fans, random people on the internet. My name is Giggens, and we're here today to talk about my 8-track tape collection. And over the years, I've had way more than what I have now. But as I've condensed things, realized what I might keep, might not keep, my collection has shrunk a lot over the years. But what I have now is a pretty decent little set, and it's still growing. I'm super picky about what I pick up with 8 tracks. Only because they take up so much room. But I love the format. I love just popping in this big chunky tape and listening to it in such a different way, because there are actually different mixes on some of these 8-track tapes. Like I know there's a couple different ones for Pink Floyd, and I think Sgt. Pepper had something different on it to fill up both sides, or all 4 sides of the tape. So without further ado, let's just jump into what I have here. First up, The Wiz soundtrack. Absolutely love this movie. Great movie. Fantastic acting. Michael as the Scarecrow is absolutely wonderful. But yeah, really great soundtrack. I mean, some of the Diana Ross's songs on here are just fantastic. This is actually a recent one that I picked up. The Temptations, self-titled, with the original box, which is pretty cool. So if you're new to 8 tracks, a lot of them came in these boxes. But this one was in like brand new shape. It feels new. But yeah, great shot of the guys there. Dennis was back in the band at this point. I think this came out in 1981. But some great songs on this one. I never heard it before until I picked it up. So the first time I ever heard it was on 8 track, which I think is far out. But yeah. A lot of people have complained that they should have come up with a better title than just The Temptations. But yeah, it works. Up next, Best of the Beach Boys. This guy's kind of seen better days, but I love the design of the cover on this one. It's different arrangement than the LP, which is just really, really fun to look at. And of course, the track listing on the bottom, and that classic capital spine. Nothing on the back of this one, just a blank back. Here's the tape. This one is great because it's never been opened. Double Fantasy by John and Yoko. Never been opened, still sealed, from 1980. I think it wasn't a cutout bin, because I think there is a notch. There's like a little groove kind of chopped into it there. See that S-shaped looking thing? It looks like it went through some sort of machine to like put it in the cheapo bin. But yeah, brand new, still sealed, and it will remain that way. 8 tracks by the late 80s were starting to fall out of favor. You know, especially because the cassette was so big at that point. So anything from the 80s on 8-track is pretty hard to find, just because they weren't pressing that much. And most of the 8-tracks in the 80s were from like record clubs, like Columbia House. This one just got repressed for Record Store Day, but I love this album cover, Odds and Sods by The Who. Fantastic. I found this at a record shop in, I think it was Scranton, Pennsylvania. And I don't remember what it's called or if it's still there. This was a handful of years ago now. But it was a big store on some downtown street up there. And they had a whole wall of 8 tracks. I got a cassette from them as well. But yeah, The Who, Odds and Sods. Did they show the back yet? Take a look at that. This one plays really well too. Sounds great. This one, I think I just showed this one off recently somewhere, but High Water, the Beach Boys' greatest hit set. Some really interesting tracks on this one, like She Knows Me Too Well, Darlin', Papa Ooh Mau Mau, Little Old Lady from Pasadena. Nice set of songs. The Beach Boys, High Water. Up next, whoop, I got some stickers I'm throwing around here. Oh, cool. Yeah, I forgot these were in there. So here's I'll just show them off. Here's some stickers for Tapehead City, where I get a lot of my cassettes. Love Tapehead City. Fantastic website. And as a lot of you guys know, Spin Me Round. Up in Pennsylvania up there. Beach Boys Christmas album. Classic. We all know and love. Love this one with the red shell. That's so fun. Fun, in fact. I haven't seen too many red shell 8 tracks. This one, unfortunately, the tape split, so I have to repair this one. As you can see, right in the middle, the sponge is long gone and the tape split, so I will fix this one at some point. Beatles Red Album. I love finding Beatles 8 tracks. Pretty simple. Little Deuce Coupe, which I think is the full track listing on this one. I could be wrong off the top of my head, but this is a pretty early one. This looks like it's from the early 70s. It's got the C logo up there, if you can see that. See that at the very top? It's got that early 70s, late 60s logo. This is one of the first 8 tracks I ever bought, Electric Ladyland. I found this at a Goodwill in 2011. So I've had this for years. But this one is in excellent shape. Again, it's got its box. But just in beautiful shape on this one. So yeah, very cool to have that in its box. AC/DC, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. Again, early 80s 8-track. Because this came out in 1981 in America. Came out in the mid-70s everywhere else in the world, but later on in America. This one I never thought I'd see Van Halen on 8-track. I mean, how cool is that? I had this first album on cassette in high school, and this was in my T-Bird almost every day for like 3 or 4 months. So this album really takes me back. Led Zeppelin, the song remains the same. Really good live album. I think I prefer the one they came out with in 2003. What was that one called? How the West Was Won? I think that one I'd like a lot better, but still, great album. And the last one here, the Rolling Stones are doing Some Girls, which has just kind of a generic looking cover. I know it does look like Liz Taylor over there. I wonder how they got away with this one. Huh. Is Lucille Ball on it? Yeah, it looks like her. Interesting. So I'm not sure how they got away with the 8-track cover. This might be like just an early version of it on 8-track, I suppose. But this one has, if memory serves me correctly, I played this recently, and Shattered seemed a lot shorter. Not sure if that's the case or it just hasn't, it's been a long time since I've heard it, but Shattered, it sounded a lot shorter. You get the Rolling Stones logo there. Let's go down to Zuma Beach. I'll give you half of everything I own. And this is my 8-track player. I got this for my birthday this year. I used to have a Pioneer 8-track, big 8-track deck that you'd use for your home equipment. But it didn't really work well. It needed a lot of repairs. And at the time, I was really new to fixing things. So my skills weren't that great. And also it weighed 1,000 pounds. It was a beast. So I unloaded that thing. I didn't have anything to play 8-tracks on for years until I got this guy. And I cleaned it up really well. It sounds fantastic. I mean, obviously it's a tiny little speaker. So maybe someday I'll change the speaker out somehow. But takes batteries. It's a weight. This thing weighs a ton. If you dropped it on your foot, it would break toes. But you got your changer right here for changing your tracks. On the over here, you get your tone and your volume, and it really cranks up. And you put the tape in right there. So let's do like 20. Let's do like 8 seconds of the Stones and see what happens. Thanks, Keith. Yeah, love this thing. The brand, I don't know how to pronounce this correctly. Longines, Symphonette, 8-track cartridge player. I'm guessing it's from the early 70s. I'm also guessing it may have been like a department store kind of thing. You got it at like JCPenney's or Macy's or something. But I love it. It's got the handle on it. It's portable. You can take it wherever you want to go. It's great. So as of 2020, that is my 8-track collection. Like I said, I used to have way more. I used to have some Kiss. I had Elvis Costello's Taking Liberties album. Neil Diamond. I had Simon and Garfunkel, which I think I had Bridge Over Troubled Water, and that was on a red shell. Maybe I still have that. I'll have to look around. I'm sort of in the process of moving, but again, it's with COVID, not really moving too soon, too fast, too far. Words. That was it. That's my 8-track tape collection. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys thought. Do you also collect 8-tracks? What do you think of the sound? What do you think of repairing them? Any tips and tricks you guys have? And let's talk about 8-tracks in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Giggens. This has been my 8-track collection. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.